Hello everyone, it's time for another new winter anime here. Saiyuki Reload Zeroin. I don't know, it's like a yosei action anime, a lot of pretty boys. So yosei, right, means like for adult ladies. And you get the trailers and one, it's a lot more pretty boys. So I was like, yeah, okay, that kind of yosei. The reason why I'm interested, honestly, is because I saw who's doing the opening, right? Freaking Grand Rodeo, for the classic opening band. There's on almost every opening to Kuriko no Basket except opening 6, and they don't like Needless and so on, right? So that's kind of what I'm here honestly mostly for, and also does some collaborations, right? Because I want to see the opening then, right? Anything with Grand Rodeo is so amazing, so that's the main reason I'm here, and otherwise maybe it's a cool action member. This is also the only, I think, new anime on Thursday. This week at least. Maybe there's more anime next week. Otherwise, of course, was some ranking, right? In a few hours from now, of course. Amazing anime. One of the best anime last year. Check out my top 10 anime last year, right? So that's back today, of course. That's awesome. But otherwise, this is the only new anime here on Thursday. But there might be something coming maybe next week or two, something. And tomorrow we have the horror anime that's new. That should add last year, right? So that's coming, and also some, and like Slow Life for this one. But anyway, let's watch it again. So 3, 2, 1, and go. That's all kind of like Japanese. I don't know much about this anime because it wasn't announced, or at least until when I said last year. It wasn't in the list last year. This is 24 Tokyo, yeah, they weren't in the schedule list for this season. For whatever reason. But there's always 1 or 2 animes every season that's like just comes in from nowhere, I feel, that I haven't heard about before. That hasn't been in line, it's like a list as well. It's kind of strange, but man, this voice is character at all. It's like the opposite of Jiraiya. So yeah, here comes Jiraiya Sensei, but this character doesn't really. He's way too young for having the, because he always voices old man, right? Yeah. So he always voices old man, right? This feels kind of weird, having this voice here with him. I don't know, it feels really off. But he voices basically only bad, not bad, old man. I mean, old, nice old man, right? Like he's also the master, the trainer in Demon Slayer. Yeah. I can't handle this. His voice doesn't fit at all for this character. He's like a 20-year-old, something, 25 or something. It doesn't fit at all. Oh, yes, young man. Like, it doesn't fit at all. Come on. No, it doesn't fit at all. Oh, yes. Sakai, the world. No. Ugh. This is what works, man. Oh, yes, what are you thinking on? Opening? Not gonna. Over here we're going to open up. So that's what I'm here for you now. I wanna get the freaking, Grand Rodeo opening, right? Come on. Come on, this is what I'm here for, the opening. It's like, come on, this is what I'm here for, the opening, right? Okay, so one guy's got the gun guy. Wait, there were cars? I thought it was like samurais. But then suddenly it's like a jeep or something. Yeah, the kid fights with like it's a 360 stuff. Oh, okay. Okay, so he's like a martial art with a gun. He trips someone, shot him, his lying down. That's looking pretty good actually. It's like, yeah, damn it, okay. Execution style. Oh yeah, he's Son Goku. Oh yeah. He's the classic, Yearn to the West. That's what it is. Yeah. I mean, he has the Yearn to the West. He has the classic. That's why he has a staff, of course. See, but this is what I'm here for, freaking Grand Rodeo, baby. Yeah, get in the Grand Rodeo. Come on. Come on. Yeah, but that guy is straight up Goku. It's Yearn to the West, you know, so it's... Yeah, Star Singer and so on. That's a good opening, at least, for the anime. So we get going for it. Yeah, so his name is Goku too. So he's Goku. He's straight up Goku. Yeah. So this red electric guy is like, no. Who's this Bulma's question? But this Jeep just feels so out of place. It's anime, yeah, okay, so... Because otherwise they're basically like medieval Japan, but they have like a modern Jeep, and they go into the West in this Jeep or something. Yeah, so I mean, obviously they have Goku with them, like, you know, like this is Goku. And he got some random bandits. Goku fight then. Yeah, and he got a staff and so on. But he has 3 extra staff. Yeah, so you can't kill them, they're just superhumans. Yeah, so they were like, let's destroy them! No, they're just humans, just don't kill them. Like, God damn it, it's harder now. I wonder if this is the same order as the manga is. Almost like anime only here. It feels like it's middle of the fight suddenly. Yeah, like I wonder if the manga maybe builds up a little bit who they are and so on. Okay, so they weren't humans, because they shot it and turned into like a clay or something. No, but the thing is that if you haven't heard about it before, right? Yearn to the West, of course, it's a very, very classic Chinese epic, right? Very classic storyline. And that's, of course, where Goku comes from, right? I mean, not say bad with Akira Toriyama here, but obviously Dragon Ball's basic storyline is Yearn to the West. That's where Goku comes in, right? And you can find that character in many other manga and anime too, right? For example, Star Singer is a classic anime where they travel in space to the West. And the main character also has... he has the Astro staff instead, like a gigantic staff that can turn in and so on, and he goes raged, you know, he controls him with his hand and so on. Right? So, yeah, I guess this is yet another Yearn to the West anime here. So, I mean, they're traveling, right, and they have these 3 with them. But, with a Jeep, though. Yeah, that's the weird thing, right? Otherwise, again, it looks like a medieval Japan or medieval China or whatever, right? But... No, honestly, because everything else so far in the anime really is like medieval times. The city's medieval time, the weapon... Oh, he has a gun, okay, to his head. He didn't show... Yeah, the gun, I guess. Oh, that's true. He does have a gun. And he is smoking. Okay, he's like a priest cowboy or something. It's the bad guy. Yeah, it was like a priest with a cowboy hat or something. I guess they're in China, based on her dress here, but... wonder if they're gonna like flash, but I'm just like, so they're clearly fighting now, but they're kind of best friends, right? What I'm thinking here is that I wonder if they're gonna like explain anything there, right? You know, you're just gonna start it in the journey. It feels kind of like, okay, so let's compare it again then to, you know, Dragon Ball Forever, right? Journey to the West, the most famous version of Dragon, yeah, it's Dragon Ball, right? But it feels kind of like, it's like we skipped over the chapters where Bulma and Goku met, right? And they're already traveling, and they picked up Oolong or something on Yamcha or whatever at the pool and so on. This feels like we're in, you know, like maybe chapter 23 or something of Dragon Ball. Like we're in some kind of in the middle of the story. Like it feels so strange. Like it's like I don't understand how they met on this. I'd rather see how they meet, you know, how they meet each other and all this stuff, right? These guys, they're already on the journey. It feels really strange. I really wonder if the manga has the same order of events here. This feels really strange to me. So one of these guys has like, yeah, they have like elves ears suddenly. Huh. The world keeps growing here. Yeah, so now we have elves or something or whatever they are. But yeah, I guess elves. Huh. There is a lot of like world building questionable that I'm wondering, right? Yeah, you're like, okay, so these are elves attacking humans now or something. There's a lot of like, yeah, they killed some poor woman or something. I don't understand anything. I mean, from the action. Yeah, it just feels like it feels like I'm in the middle of the storyline. It feels really strange. Honestly, I feel confused to. It doesn't feel necessarily bad. If the episode was in order, maybe. I'm just a little bit like, how did we get here? So now the elves are running around, killing humans here. Yeah, and of course Goku's gonna save them, right? Here we go. Oh, here comes the priest guy. Of course. And I got this like Native American brawl T-Hawk with him something. Why does he have guns for if he's pieces them up instead? Yeah, but okay, he has guns, but I felt he mostly also used first he punch them away though. Then he shoots them. The axe isn't that bad in the anime, but yeah, I got massive gun sip because he's such a big guy, right? It's actually pretty brutal anime. The fights are pretty good actually. I just don't understand, you know, what's happening, right? But I mean, this guy's probably evil, right? This priest guy looks very evil. He's like he goes and saves them, right? But he looks very evil. Come on, feels like he's like, yes, I saved your humans from the elves. But he looks, I see exactly like Easter Souls, right? See, I told you guys, this guy looks clearly super evil. He's like, yeah, that's right. I saved you from the elves, right? Now I'll beat it so. Yeah, so, but the actual fight is pretty brutal, man. Yeah, like freaking bloody. Tomato used everywhere. Then he eats their souls something. So, as I said, he clearly is a bad guy. He clearly is one of the major bad guys. It's pretty obvious immediately, right? But it's very, very uncommon in anime to find some kind of priest warrior to not be evil, though. Because he's a kind of religious, crazy guy, right? So, of course, he's gonna be evil. He also let the humans die, basically. So he clearly didn't care about saving the humans at all. Like, he let people die before he entered to kill everyone. He's like 3 soul strides for my collection. Yeah, like, he doesn't care about it. Well, obviously most humans have been slaughtered here in this village from these elves that for some reason has a war with them or something. Okay, can he revive people also with the souls? Yeah, I guess so. It's like soul. You can like also give them soul power back or something. Very powerful guy then. You can send in and out souls, but it would be the same person then, because he would feel like he took another soul. Yeah, like he put another soul power in it. But maybe it's like life force. Maybe you can just like throw in life force. He looks super evil, man. Yeah, he's like, oh, but you can't trust this guy, man. He's throwing around souls like that? No, this guy is clearly bad. You can't trust people that are, throwing around souls like nothing. Yeah, no, everyone loves him, of course. They're like, he's the Messiah, but he's like an evil Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, I revive everyone. Yeah, it's like, no problem, guys. I didn't do it at all to, like... She's trying to befriend them, of course. But I... Let's have a cute little comedy with bits with him. Yeah, if it's a little bit like, okay. Yeah, sure. Well, his backstory looks like Europe suddenly. Yeah, like he's like, oh, I'm from like, I don't know, England or something. Yeah, it looks like he's... He looks like a Christian priest though, so maybe he's from England or something, or, Europe in general. I just, I mean, now as he's reasoning this, he's probably lying, of course, but the problem here, I keep saying it, is that I don't understand what we're doing, you know what I mean? We suddenly it's like, okay, well, what are these elves? Like, it's like the massive lack of world building, or the world explanation. This is so hard to grasp here. You're getting into this anime, and you're like, okay, so here they're fighting some elves, and no one explaining what's happening or something, right? And yeah, and then this guy is like, I don't know. But so the bigger issue is that I have no idea about the four main characters, right? Who they are and what they're doing and so on. Except it's Goku, and it's obviously like here to the west. Yeah, in a general sense, right? So I'm not still. I had a sore throat since New Chief, super annoying for a week now almost. It's last Saturday. It's not terrible. I cough like once per video. No, it's not terrible. I shouldn't complain that much, right? But cough every now and then. It itches in my throat, whatever. So now, I mean, now we get... Because now we kind of got more storyline right on this priest guy. But I don't even know who the main characters are. It's just a weird thing. Basically, if he's clearly one of the bad guys, right? He's clearly some kind of weird, like... Maybe he's gonna have some good motivations, but he needs to be the bad guy. He needs to be lying to them or whatever, right? So that's happening, okay. Yeah, so now we learn about him, and you know, I mean, I'm not saying you should learn about the antagonist or whatever, right? The problem is that I know nothing about the protagonist. Yeah, it feels strange to me that you're starting the episode 1 here, kind of explaining, to some extent, the antagonist. Whatever he is, but probably antagonist, right? And I still don't understand anything about the character or the world building. So it feels like it feels very weird. And had this dragon with him, right? Yeah, this white dragon with him. And so on. Yeah, now they're attacked by... What's happening? Now they're attacked by the... Okay, so now people are turning into zombies again. But it's probably his fault then, right? He has that soul power. So I said earlier, he probably... I said, like, how did he revive him by just giving him another soul? It doesn't make any sense. So he probably turns him into zombies, right? It's probably his fault, right? This probably happens after he leaves there, right there. Yeah, his powers are, of course, a fake revive, yeah, like he used... But this girl didn't die, though. She's probably fine, though. She didn't die, but... yeah, but I was said earlier, right? Because it was strange, because... it was strange, because he... it wasn't like he healed him, he took like another... He was like, here's a soul from my power, and he threw a soul in, right? And that's what I said, like, if you throw a soul into someone, you wouldn't revive them, right? You would just give them a new soul at the best, right? So, he's the one probably turning all the humans into zombies, right? Or something like that. I mean, obviously he's evil. Like, there's no question about that. He's an evil priest guy eating souls, right? He's obviously evil. Yeah, and this poor girl here is going to see her father as zombie soon. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he's gonna realize that it is... Maybe. Yeah, but here comes the father probably with the axe, right? Yeah, true. Exactly. And I mean, some of them didn't die, so of course some of them are still humans. Like the daughter. Yeah. But I wonder if they can save them or it's too late then. Yeah, I wonder if to defeat the priest guy, would that like save them or is he screwed, right? Like he revived them, so if he's like a necromancer, right? If you defeat him, he's gonna die anyway, right? I mean, they're actually not alive, I guess. They're actually zombies, right? So, yeah, he meets Johnny now. Yeah. An axe through a door there, straight up, classic horror shit, The Shining. It was the ending. The opening was good, at least the opening. Grand Rodeo, baby. That's what I'm here for, right? I really wonder if the manga... Was it based on the manga, I believe? Pretty sure on that. Yeah. It's a manga. I'm also gonna go and read chapter 1 of the manga here. Yeah, to the west, guys. Yeah, they're like, let's move forward to the road. So the first chapter starts. Shangri-La. Honestly, I'm gonna read very quickly. Just read the first chapters, or just skim through them. So in the manga they fight some elves instead of yokais, right? Yeah, whatever, elf-looking guys. Immediately. Kind of the same road thing, but then you get to another village. And they're tired and so on. It's a woman. Not the same woman. And then we see them all in their buttocks. No, a crazy woman looks at them and they're batting. Weird. Yeah, and it's like, what? No, there's a room or something. It's a crazy woman dancing and singing in the chapters, most of it. Here comes the elf yokais. Yeah, and they fight them and so on. And crazy woman and so on. Yeah, and then drive away with the jeep and so on. He goes a little Chinese girl with medical powers. I'm just very quickly going through it here. Just to quickly compare it, right? No, because a guy with a vulture powers instead. Okay. Man, the chapters are very long. The chapters are like... Man, this chapter here is like 40 pages, 30 pages, what? It's very long. Much longer than normal chapter in the manga. Okay, guys, I've been... Okay, so I just went over like just the 4 first chapters, just quickly scroll through them, right? And just look, I didn't really, But anyway, I was right. Okay, again, I'm an anime only, right? But it felt really off anime. It felt off, right? It felt like this is strange. Like, why are we having this guy now? They haven't explained really, the characters, right? There's in the middle of some shit happening. It feels it's focusing more on this guy, like the antagonist, they're like reviving them, whatever, right? Like it feels strange how it starts, so like in the middle or something. And what's a good example? I don't have a good image here. Battles weren't that bad, right? But it just felt like it was really, like it's in the middle or something. So because this fight even they appear and so on weren't bad or whatever, but it just felt off. Right? It felt like. Okay. You know what it reminded me of? I talked about that in my top 10 worst animes, right? Yesterday. 2 days ago was one. Of course, what's calling it? Peach Boy Riverside. Okay. So if you haven't seen Peach Boy Riverside, it is not a particularly bad anime. I actually don't think it's that bad. And it's from, of course, the same author as Dragon Maid, right? Cool Kyoshi. And also Idaten and so on. And... But the thing with Peach Boy, as I explained in that video, is that they did the episode, right? And then they just aired them in the wrong order. For whatever reason, yeah. So if you watch Peach Boy Riverside today, as I showed you in that video, guys, if you watch that anime in the order of the actual manga order of the episodes, the 12 episodes, you can watch them in, given the chapter order, etc., right? Like how it is in the manga. It's a pretty fine anime. It's not the best anime, I'm not saying that. But it's decent, right? But if you watch it in the actual anime order that they aired in, as I started watching it, of course, it makes no sense, right? Because it goes like episode 3, it's like 3, 4, and then it jumps to 10 or something. Basically, yeah, it's like 3, 4, 10, and then it goes back to 1, then it goes to 1 something, 1, then it's like 7, then it's like 11 something. It is completely random, and also it's really also random too. Like it doesn't even feel like it's. And this here feels kind of similar. I'm just like, is it supposed to be the first episode? This is more episode 3 or 4 or something. Yeah, like okay, so we have all these guys. They're already yearning here. Here comes suddenly the main bad guy, but we haven't explained right how the main characters are. They haven't built them up, and yeah, like my immediate feeling was that this is not following the manga order, right? This is not following how it's in the manga. I don't think the manga is written like this, right? Yeah, I just went and read the chapters. Right? I read chapter 1 here, and I just quickly looked at chapter 2, 3, 4. I mean, I just scroll them through them quickly, just to look at like, okay, what's happening, just very, very briefly. But this character here, like this obviously main antagonist, certainly there might be other bad guys, but you know, it seems to be the main antagonist, right? At least for this maybe first arc or whatever. But yeah, he doesn't appear in the manga in the first 4 chapters. That's the first 4 chapters, and chapters longer too. Chapters are like double length, I think, for normal manga. So it's like 8 chapters. Yeah, he doesn't appear in those. I don't know when he appears. I don't want to then try to read through the whole manga here on the street to try to find him. But you get my point, right? Like this is not at all like it is in the manga. And it's kind of weird for me to complain about it. Like, oh, I prefer the manga over the anime. I haven't even read that manga more than 1 chapter. But it's just like, it's just obviously something wrong with it, right? Like the episode didn't feel terrible, but it does remind me of. It really reminds me of Peach Boy Riverside, where I feel like, why are we starting here in the middle of the action, right? Like we're starting immediately with them having this jeep and they're driving in here, they're into a fight. I'm just laughing at it. It feels so stupid when I really look at it. No, it looks so stupid. Oh my god. I would say the manga had a similar touch to it too, though, they can driving in. But that being said, in the manga, it was better explained to in the beginning. They were like, yokai, it's this world thing, right? We're in India, we did it as well. Sorry. So it felt more, in a little bit build up, right? What's happening and so on. And then it's about them kind of like being exhausted and going taking a shower, and you kind of get a little bit of the casual one. That being said, though, I do think the manga has a similar issue that it doesn't really explain how these guys are friends or whatever. They're kind of already teaming up with someone before the manga starts, I guess. But still, though, and this is a big difference here, right? And this is what I'm pointing to here, is a big difference from the manga and anime, is that in the manga, they're spending time on these 4 characters. Right? These are the 4 main characters, and they're spending time on these characters for like 1 or 2 chapters, right? Kind of explaining, oh, this guy, Goku is the fighting guy, is Genki guy, this is the pretty boy, they're spending time on these characters, right? Explaining them, motivating their personalities, all right, a little bit. Not on an extreme level, or because I haven't read more than 1 chapter, but you get my point. I'm just like, they haven't like. I'm not saying it's the most deep manga story ever in the beginning. My point, of course, is that they're spending time on these characters, right? And here in the anime instead, it's like, here's the characters, here's some zombie to fight, bam, here comes the bad guy. You know what I mean? Let's spend time on the bad guy instead. Yeah, so I'm just like, that's what I meant during the reaction, right? You're sitting there watching it, and you're like, it's pretty good action, but this is not in chronological order, right? And I just feel like before you start building up the antagonist, before you start building up, oh, here's the main bad guy, he's like takes souls and revives people and turn them into zombies or something, and he's a bad boy or whatever, right? Before you do any of that stuff, you probably should spend maybe 1 episode on just like building, like making me like the main characters, right? Making me care about the main characters. But they completely skip over that. They're like, whatever, no more characters. Because, no, I don't know when he appears in the manga, but it feels like this is like chapter 10 or something, yeah. Like you skip the first volume, and like volume 2 immediately, yeah. Here's when shit gets good, right? Yeah. So, and I don't know if it's really strange. Like no, like I have zero interest now in the main characters, right? I don't care about them. Nothing made me have any interest in them, right? Compared to example in yesterday, I did the first impression of Orient. That wasn't an amazing episode 1 either, but it was pretty fine. Definitely Orient wasn't like, oh my god, this is my new favorite shonen anime, but it was like, well, okay, it's pretty fine, right? Like he explained in Orient, minor spoiler now, so they basically the Unis, right, demons. Yokai is also similar storyline, whatever. Came to Japan, right, over a period, takes over Japan, and now they have created this like Uni shogunate, right? And they control Japan and makes everyone work for them and so on. And we see a little bit of his friend and the Iron Ball and so on. And that kind of explains to us the world building, what the bad guys are doing, right? General premise. and a little bit why they want to fight them and so on, right? So it gives you the backstory of what is different here. This is not Earth, but it's definitely, it's like Japan, right? Japan with, you know, magic. So yeah, so you know, it's feudal Japan with magic. Okay, we know that. We have some demons and yokais and okay, nice. Okay, we know that. Maybe some kamis and kubi. Okay, fine, we know that. And then it's like he's one of the main characters. He's part of the samurai butcher clan, so they hate him. Okay, he's like, you know, outcast. Okay, and the main character's like part of that. Okay, fine. But the training is not to kill the demons. Like, you understand that, right? It's not the best opening ever, or best episode 1, but you kind of get, okay, like, the motivation is pretty clear, and the backstory is pretty, like, obviously there's more to it, right, like, why are demons doing it and so on, but from a premise standpoint, you're like, okay, I understand what they're doing here, yeah. This here is just like, hey, here's the good guys, they're driving here, and they're gonna kill some zombies. You're like, why, how did it happen? Some yokai or something, right? And instead of, again then, explaining to me, like, you know, why is this person wanting to do this thing, right? Why is he this badass warrior, right? Because again, Orient, not an amazing episode 1, but a decent episode 1, because it motivates you, okay, why does the main character wants to be a demon slayer, right, in this anime? And look step better as a demon slayer for that matter then. Sorry, goddamn, my coat. And or look at Demon Slayer now. So in Demon Slayer, you of course have spoilers now in Demon Slayer episode 1 here. Of course they attack, right, and, you know, kill their family, right, you know, Tanya's family. So now he wants to fight the demons, right, and then he wants to be a Demon Slayer. So well, yeah, like, it explains to you from a character standpoint, right. And this anime here completely ignores that. Like, I have zero interest now in these main characters. I really do, right. Like, the only thing they did right was talking about the bad guy. Yeah, I guess the antagonist. So it's very, very strange, very strange. But otherwise, the anime didn't feel that bad. Like, it didn't feel like it was necessarily that bad. Like, the action was pretty good, and like, it looked pretty good and so on. The opening, of course, I know it's good. But I'm just like, this is not in truly good order. It's very strange. So anyway, that's the review, guys. What do you guys think, man? If you're manga readers, you probably have a lot more to comment about it. I think it's interesting, right? As an anime only, I could immediately feel that this is not in chronological order. I could immediately feel it, right? Even if I haven't read the manga, I was like, no, this is not the right order. This doesn't make any sense. If it was, the manga would be terrible. No, but I mean, it's like, it's actually pretty common. You can feel that. You're like, oh no, this is not. I think it's like, if you watch enough animes, right, or whatever media, generally speaking, you kind of get that feeling where you're like, For example, I guess Last is attacked OP Destiny. That starts in like episode 5 or something, chronological order. Yeah, you're like, immediately there's like a fight and so on, and you're like, okay, this is kind of a weird episode 1. I guess they're gonna, episode 2 or something, gonna explain the backstory. Okay, and then you go back, you know, like, yeah, that kind of stuff, right? And I think, for example, that made that anime worse, right? Because, yeah, I'd rather have them explain to me who the main characters are, what's the motivation, right? Why would I care about them? But in that anime, at least I can understand it a little more, because they wanted to start with this Sakuga action, right? Because it looks very, very good to attack the OP. So they wanted to start with, look at this very beautiful fight scene, right? And then it was over, but you felt nothing for the cats, right? Because, then it took them a long time to get to the episode. So that was kind of strange. But here, I mean, the fights were decent, right? But there was no, like, attack the OP Mappa Madhouse. So here it's like, I don't really understand why they're doing it, except maybe this antagonist or whatever, the evil religious thing is the main selling point of the manga or something. So they were like, let's start with the main bad guy, and then people are gonna like the anime or something. Maybe that's the motivation. They were like, let's start with no one likes the main characters anyway, no one cares about them. They were like, no, let's screw that. Well, guys, Chattleton, så jag oss som ranking in a few hours now.